Hi, you guys. Hi, Linda. Let me get this. Okay, hang on. I'm not real prepared, but what else is new? Let me get it set up over on YouTube. I like YouTube chat. All right, so I'm going to show everybody zines today. I'm very excited. The whole thing finally got done. Went on forever, it felt, but yeah. All right, much better. Much, much better. Get a pop-out chat. Hi, Shaz. I don't know why your message was held for review. Must have been the kangaroo thing. Hey, Amy. How's everything in your world? Hi, Icy. Everything's good here. Company left. So things are somewhat back to normal. Yeah. It'll take a few days to get my routine back, you know? Hey, Artie Dar, I got your stuff to show. Got here in time. I haven't received anything since. So everybody, I'm hoping everybody who mailed something, yeah, that I don't get any stragglers. You received it already, Artie Dar. Yay! Hey, Terry Brett. Okay, I figured people would start getting them. And honestly, I didn't write down, so I don't remember because it was crazy here last week with pup dog or grandpups and just people in your space, which was still okay. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I don't remember if I mailed them Thursday or Wednesday. I know it was one of those days, but I figured people would start getting them somewhat soon. Dee Dee hadn't gotten hers yet. She was going to look today. You liked them, Dar? Great. Well, I'm going to show yours today because I got your package. And then I'll just quickly go through all of them. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Dee Dee. So, yeah. Hit your thumbs up when you come in if you don't mind. Yeah, so I'm slowly getting back to normal. Whatever normal is, right? And Dee Dee, I did yesterday because I was just kind of taking a day off yesterday. Look at what I've started. I hope that's big enough, but I gave you a little loop up here so you can hang it on something. And these are the knots in here that I have to tie. Now tell me, Dee Dee. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Tori. Hi, Penny Girl. I don't have any, I'm not a bead person. I mean, if I dug around here, I might find some little seed beads. But I do have like these wooden beads from the 70s. Do you want me to add those or not? Look at what's in here. This is ridiculous. Here's some leather strapping. Why I have that, I have no clue. Probably during kinky period in my life. I don't know. Some more leather strapping. Black sequins. And look, a little sand dollar. Who doesn't keep their sand dollars in their beads? I think they're a little big too, Dee Dee. That's why I thought, you know what? I'm going to ask Dee Dee because I don't think they're going to work. Okay, glad I asked. Now these can be put away. Put the sand dollar right back in there. Leave it just macrame. Okay, I'm going to do that. So hopefully that's going to come out like I have it envisioned. The one thing I don't have, Dee Dee, is a little light bulb to turn it on. Do you want me to go in search of one, or do you have one of your little twinkle lights or what? But hopefully I'll get that in the mail. I got a whole pile of stuff to send you that I've been collecting up for freaking ever. You have one? Okay. We are a team, girl. We got this crap figured out, I think. All right, if you've got a light to go in it, we are good to go. I watched that I did that yesterday while I binge watched stuff on the Royals. So now you know what my day was like yesterday. And laundry, lots and lots of laundry. So, yeah. Hi, Sharon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show the zines that came in after the last time. I've shown them all as they came in, but then last time I showed them, I didn't have any of these. So I'll save that for, hang on. Okay. I think there was 5 of them, but that all came together. So let's look at them because you guys haven't seen these. This is from Dory Bishop. And when I got hers, hey Rachel, does she go on in chat by a different name? Because I don't remember ever meeting a Dory Bishop. So I don't know if it's a friend of a friend or I don't know. So Dory, I appreciate you participating. And I haven't read these recently. So if I stumble a little bit, just know that it's just because I'm not familiar. I do try and be a little prepared. Spins lemon ice water. Look at you sucking up to Rachel. This is Little Bo Peep. Little Bo Peep has lost her mind and doesn't know where to find it. Boy, do I know that feeling. Leave her alone and it will come home with her delusions screaming behind her. Little Bo Peep fell fast asleep and dreamt she was a unicorn. Look at that unicorn. OMG. That's so cute. Can you guys see it? For she left her mind somewhere behind her. So it happened one day as Bo Peep strayed into a witless way. Look at those sheep, their faces, like, what the heck? Here she found herself in a straitjacket by the bay. Dory Bishop. So Dory, I don't know if we know each other, but thank you so much for participating. Your drawings are just adorable. I totally get the delusions, but the unicorn is awesome. And this one is from Painty Girl, who's here. Yo, Mother Goose, what if Puss had no boots, or Peep kept track of her sheep, and what if Red stayed in bed, Humpty Dumpty didn't fall, and those mice could see the dice? If all this were true, then you, Mother Goose, would be in a stew. Painty Girl, hats off to you, girl. Look at that little feather. You got a Mother Goose feather on this one. And they all had them. It wasn't like I kept the one with the feather. They all had feathers. Look at that. Penny Girl, that is so good. Hey, CB. Anybody else who came in? Yeah, don't you love that one? I love them all so much. And then I got an envelope from Linda and Timothy. So who do we want to do first? Let's do Linda first. Old Mother Goose. And she explained to me all the stuff that was connected with these are now in another room. So she did say they did all collage. Old Mother Goose, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over a candlestick. So they collaged all this stuff together. There was a crooked man and he walked a crooked mile. And then something's crossed out, but it's okay. And if you get this one, you can see the images a lot better. But she drew on the collage. Dolly put the kettle on and let's make tea. So there's Dee Dee's watches. Happy I don't know. So that's Linda. And here's Timothy. Dear Mother Goose, please consider Tigger. Tigger trained dogs to have good manners and share. That's a good lesson for everybody. He could smell unwashed hair a mile off and sneezed, so Mom said, go wash your hair. He needs to be in your book. He had so many talents. He could tell when 6 a.m. came. He was a human alarm clock by Tim Rentz. Tim, you did awesome. I love all the little images that you picked. Little compass there. Cat. Postage. Canceled postage is always good. Good job, Tim. And I like the backgrounds. And look at Timothy loves trains. It's so Timothy, right? So thank you, Linda and Timothy. These are all gone out to different people. And then Jasper, who wasn't sure if hers was going to get here, she made envelopes out of the artwork that she used in the zine. So that was clever. And then this is extra stuff that she sent to me. This was part of the artwork that she used in the zine. And then a page out of her book. There was an old woman tossed up in a basket 90 times as high as the moon. Where she was going, I couldn't but ask it, for in her hand she carried a broom. Old woman, old woman, old woman, quoth I, O whither, O whither, O whither so high, to brush the cobwebs off the sky? Shall I go with thee? Aye, by and by. Old English that I don't necessarily understand. But I don't understand New English either, so it's a good time I lived when I did. So here's Jasper's zine. Once upon a time, there was an old lady in a basket and a spider named Itsy Bitsy. Itsy Bitsy Spider would wait until the sun dried up all the rain, and then climb up the water spouts along the rooftops. And then she drew each of these little scenes. A lot of work went into this, for real. There was no, oops, I missed a page, sorry. And then look at, eek. She loved scaring Miss Muffet away. Itsy spun his webs along the night sky, making his bed to sleep. There was an old woman tossed up in a basket 99 times as high as the moon. Where she was going, I couldn't but ask it, for in her hand she carried a broom. Old woman, oh, I already read this to you. Hi, Amber. Anybody else who's come in? Oh, whither so high, to brush the cobwebs off the sky. So she tied the whole story together, right? The moral of this story. Aim for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land amongst the stars. Very good, Jasper. So those came each with their own little envelopes. And then Artie Dar sent a package of stuff, a whole package. And I'll show this stuff first, because then you're going to see this artwork was used in her zine. So I don't know which way to do it, but yeah, she did collage, and she actually sent me the collages. She sewed them. They've got text paper, collage, little ephemera, just a little bit of everything. So these are very cool, Artie Dar. This looks like wallpaper. It's very textured. So there's a little bit of everything on here. Very cool. Kind of like junk journaling. Yeah, they are very cool. And then this one has the same wallpaper, some material, collage. Look at Old Mother Hubbard right there. Give the dog a bone. Now, I like the pages with the sewing on them. I'm not going to do it, but I actually do like that. Here's a girl riding a flamingo. Old Mother Goose. and the golden egg. Old Mother Goose, when she wanted to wander, would ride through the air on a very fine gander. Very cool, Artie Dar. Thank you so much. She just sent me bunches of stuff. And this is like a little folder. And you've obviously used sprays on it. And how many of us have made thousands of these sorts of things? I am going to make something to keep all these zines in, whether it's a box or I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But thanks for all my cool stuff, Artie Dar. I didn't expect you to do that. Now I'll show you her actual zine. It opens up with just thread taped on with a little bit of washi. The new mother says we don't need no stinking geese. Any bird will do as long as it can fly. So you can see where she's used the collages that she built, which I think is a great idea. It's just so unusual. It's a definite unique approach. So, and I love that. That's what the zine swaps are all about. So good job, Dar. And then she obviously did the backgrounds herself. The new lady who lived in a shoe has no children, but too many shoes. Totally different take, but way cool. The new Mother Hubbard still has her dog because she works hard for the money to get the bones. I work hard for the money. Don't need no stinking geese. But there's the thread again around the bones. Zine swap by Artie Dar Mariano. Cool approach, Artie Dar. Very cool approach. Now I'm going to have to separate the zines from the collages, but that's okay because I'll remember it. Nobody can have too many shoes. Well, in my world, they can, CB, because I'm not a shoe person. I want one nice, comfortable pair. That's all I want. Mostly, I want nice socks. And then we'll just flip through the rest of them really quick. There's one in here with no name on it, so I'm sorry that I can't attribute it to the author. Put your name on your stuff. Yeah, the shoes are cool, right? Did not realize. I'm not a singer, Rachel. That was just an added benefit. This is from Devin. She did it on Procreate. Hey, diddle diddle. The cat played the fiddle, and you can see this on her Procreate IG account. It's, I can't remember what it's called. Oh, you're like me, Dar. Wear a pair out and then buy the same exact ones. Well, it sits on the top of my head. Here's Devin's self-portrait. Lucy dances along. That's her little dog. To the sea shanty song. So I guess I should get up out of bed. It was all a dream. Devin Digital. Okay, thanks, Dee Dee. Devin Digital. So what I think is very cool is the spacing on this is perfect. Good job, Devin. This is CB. I'm going to have to look on a lot of them, but a lot of them I'm just going to know. She made you a little envelope. Old Mother Goose, when she wanted to wander, would ride through the air. Okay, we saw that. A Mother Goose nursery rhyme, or what she really was thinking. It's raining. This isn't San Antonio because they're in the middle of a drought. I wonder if you'll get some rain from the hurricane. CB, it's pouring. We're in the midst of a drought. The old man is snoring. Maybe he needs a CPAP machine. Bumped his head. That's what happens when you drink too much. I love these drawings, CB. And all these borders she drew and then put into the computer. When he went to bed, well, he almost made it to the bed, and he didn't get up on the morning. That's because he was too hungover. Thanks, ZB. All your stuff is always so well done. Like the little envelope goose tails. She's a paper doll. Okay, this one is by Sharon Lombard. Mary had a little lamb, and she drew all this. She dyed it her favorite color. Mary took her little lamb everywhere she went. She took it to the beach. She took it when she went hiking. She took it to Papa's Pizza. She even took it to bed. I love all your little drawings, Sharon. Mother Goose and the Demise of Humpty Dumpty. This is Pam. And some people glued theirs, so yeah. The Demise of Humpty Dumpty. She drew all hers as well. Hickety-pickety, my black hen, she laid Humpty Dumpty, then he ran away. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, he had a great fall. The king's men couldn't put him together again. Along came a spider and sat beside Humpty Dumpty. He spun his web and put him back together again. He's alive! Humpty Dumpty woke up and said, "Thank you. Who are you? I am Goliath. Remember Miss Muffet? I sat down beside her and she ran away." So she's tied several of the rhymes together. Then Goliath called over his pet snake, Snap. "Who are you?" exclaimed Humpty Dumpty. "I'm what little boys are made of, Snap, snails and puppy dog tails." Goliath exclaimed, "Snap is hungry. I kept you alive to feed Snap. He prefers living prey." A little twisted, which works in my world. After Snap ate Humpty Dumpty, Goliath felt hungry and ate Snap. Yum, tastes just as good as hickety-pickety. Delish. That's a little twisted, Pam. I love you. This is Ladybug, Ladybug. This is Kalura, I knew, because she did all hers black and white with her little ladybug flying around her Zentangle stuff. There are two versions of Ladybug, Ladybug, one from 1744 and the other in 1957. The 1744 version is Ladybug, Ladybug, fly away home. Your house is on fire and your children are gone, all except Anne, and she hid under the baking pan. Or Ladybug, Ladybug, fly away home. Your house is on fire. Your children shall burn. I think that's the one we're all more familiar with, right? Jasper, I just showed yours. And then I get her Zentangle drawings. Or some of you got them. I don't know who got what. 1957. Ladybug, Ladybug, fly away home. The field mouse is gone to her nest. The daisies have shut up their sleepy red eyes, and the birds and the bees are at rest. Ladybug, Ladybug, fly away home. The glowworm is lighting her lamp. The dew's falling fast, and your fine speckled wings will flag with the close clinging damp. Ladybug, Ladybug, fly away home. The fairy bells tinkle afar. Make haste, or they'll catch you and harness you fast with a cobweb to Oberon's star. There's also a belief that to kill a ladybug brings bad luck, so this poem was said to make the ladybug return home. It may have been to teach children not to harm or kill these beneficial insects. So there you go. You're getting a little knowledge while you're here today. Mother Goose Zine Swap by Becky Skinner, or as we know and love her, Kalura. This is the one without a name, and I should have gone and looked it up, but I didn't. So whoever did this, I'm sorry. Put your damn name on your stuff. Mother Goose News, Goose Gossip, Hilltop Terror, what truly happened that day on the hill. Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well and couldn't keep her. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. So the drawings are so dang cute. Dear reader, unbeknownst to most, Jill had a twin. Julie, Pumpkin Eater, was her sister. Julie was tired of eating pumpkins. Peter and Jill had been meeting in secret, planning to run away. Scandal. Eek! That fateful day, Peter took Julie and her pumpkin to the top of the hill. Once Jack and Jill arrived, Peter crowned Jack with the pumpkin. Jack, Julie, and the pumpkin rolled down the hill. Look at this. So she used drawing, collage, did the backgrounds, but brown paper and vinegar cannot cure memory loss. Peter and Jill ran away and opened a pie shop. They did, right? Whoever did this one, scandalous it is. Jane Litterick. All right. Well, there you go. Jane, write your name on your stuff. This is the ridiculous wishes. Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter, and this was... Does this one not have a name either? You knuckleheads. All right. This one doesn't have a name either. I thought there were two that didn't. Anyway, once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter named Blaze. He asked the gods to help him, but he felt his pleas fell on deaf ears as soon as he spoke these words. There was a great clash of thunder, and Jupiter appeared, wielding thunderbolts. Fear not, I have heard your complaint. I will grant you 3 wishes, but be careful what you wish for. Terrified, Blaze threw himself to the ground. Oh, my beautiful wife, I have the best news. I remember this one now. Jupiter visited me in the woods today and granted me 3 wishes. Let's have a feast and make our wishes tomorrow. While eating, Blaze said he wished he had some sausage, and all of a sudden sausage appeared. Inside the zines? Well, I don't see it. Fanny was furious and yelled at Blaze. She called him an idiot and a fool. Blaze yelled, "Enough, woman. I wish the sausage was stuck to your face." And wish number 2 was granted. He had wanted to wish himself a kingdom, but how could he be a king with a queen who had sausage stuck to her face? So he let Fanny decide whether to be a queen with a sausage stuck to her face or be the wife of a poor woodcutter. What did Fanny choose? So Blaze stayed a poor woodcutter, and his beautiful wife was returned to him, and they lived poorly ever after. Moral of this story, 3 wishes are just not enough. Okay, Artie Dar says I should look inside the zines. Yeah, I don't want to rip them. Nope, ain't nothing there, Artie Dar. I'll check the other one. Okay, there it is, Artie Dar. You must have gotten that one, Artie Dar. And this one, I think whoever sent it in, this is Terry Brett. Terry Brett, you said you cut these out of a book, right? Old Mother Goose. Old Mother Goose, when she wanted to wonder, would ride through the air on a very fine gander. Mother Goose had a house, 'twas built in a wood, where an owl at the door for sentinel stood. I do love the artwork in these. She had a son, Jack, a plain-looking lad. He was not very good, nor yet very bad. She sent him to market. A live goose he bought. "Here, mother," he says, "it will not go for naught." Jack's goose and her gander grew very fond. They'd both eat together or swim in one pond. Jack found one morning, as I have been told, his goose had laid him an egg of pure gold. So good, Terry. Yes, an old book in nursery rhymes. That's what I thought you had told me. Okay, and then there's mine. How Mother Goose savvy are you? The Mother Goose quiz. Do you ever wonder if your childhood was complete? This little quiz will answer whether you have the necessary knowledge to compete. Give it a go. Where did Mary's lamb go? And then I included a little answer, and I had to correct number 1 because I had it wrong, you guys. Mary's lamb went to school and to a fair, apparently. You guys told me. Who went to bed with his socks on? That would be John from Diddle Diddle Dumpling. Where was the pie man going? He was going to the fair in Simple Simon. Who stole the Queen of Hearts tarts? The knave, and that's out of the Queen of Hearts. How many fiddlers did old King Cole call? See, I have to look at the answers. I can't remember this stuff. So I hope you guys were stumped. 3. Who whipped her children before bed? That one I remember. The old woman who lived in a shoe. Hi, Dorothy. Name the 3 men in the tub. The butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. Who ate curds and whey? That was an easy one. Little Miss Muffet. I gave this quiz to Jill while she was here. She failed pretty badly, actually. Who sang for his supper? I knew that one. Little Tommy Tucker. What strike of the clock made the mouse run? To get these, you almost have to say the nursery rhyme in your head, right? It was 1 o'clock. What pervert kissed the girls? And I wondered how many of you noticed that I used pervert. What pervert kissed the girls and made them cry? Georgie Porgy is the perv. Who could not eat lean? Jack Sprat's wife. What did the cow jump over? The moon. What did Jack use to remove the plum? His thumb. Which pig ate the roast beef? This is the little toad rhyme, right? The first little pig went to market. Second one went home. Wait a minute. Number 3 is the one that ate roast beef anyway. And then the last one went wee, wee, wee all the way home. What did Jack jump over? A candlestick. Who tried to put Humpty Dumpty back together again? All the king's horses and all the king's men. Why did Jack and Jill go up the hill? To fetch a pail of water. Look at Janet's little bullet journaling, right? I know. Who put his wife in a pumpkin shell? That would be Peter, pumpkin eater. Whose poor dog didn't get a bone? Old Mother Hubbard. Who had pretty maids all in a row? Mary, quite contrary. Who had 3 bags of wool? Mary, quite contrary. I did a piece of art for some of Artie Dar's homework. Long time ago. Who had 3 bags of wool? Baba Black Sheep. Who was the wool for? The boy down the lane. Who climbed the water spout? That would be the spider in Itsy Bitsy Spider. Who cut the tails off the blind mice? The farmer's wife. She's a little sick her own self. Who lost her sheep? Little Bo Peep. How many blackbirds were baked in a pie? 4 and 20, which would be 24. Hi, Mirkwood. No, I have the answers right here, Rachel. Don't think I'm something special. Like I am looking at the answers. I already goofed up once. What did the twinkling star look like? It looked like a diamond in the sky. So some of you got mine. That was the first one I did. And then I did the second one on Stream. Remember where I collaged using those stickers, which was quite a challenge, but ended up being quite fun because I ended up really liking the story. Before the Wall in 1797, at long last, Lolita Longlegs has laid an unusual egg. And you guys actually gave me like the name Lolita Longlegs, and this was a sticker and that was a sticker. And then I just had to smush it all together. Anyway, Lolita Longlegs laid an unusual egg that she named Humpty Dumpty, which translates to a fat round person, which is actually true. I didn't make that up. It is up for debate if Humpty is a person. We will watch for developments. One day, while he was out for a walk, he met up with a mushroom man. After accepting a sample of his shrooms, Humpty's epic adventure began. In short order, he was running around exclaiming about the vibrancy of his surroundings. He couldn't wait for more. So I just had to make stuff up to go with the stickers that we had picked out. Everything in Humpty's life seemed so fantastical and unreal, sometimes frightening, but always interesting. The book lady told the craziest tales of cows that jumped over the moon, a king with fiddlers, Jack and Jill. Were they children or crows? Because actually there is also another nursery rhyme where the crows were named Jack and Jill. Will we ever know? A woman who lived in a shoe? She beat her children? A wee kid named Willie running around in his PJs? Humpty was ready for more adventures, so down the lane he traveled. He never expected what happened next. Out of the sky came a flying monkey with butterfly wings, who scooped him up and flew high up in the air. Looking down, he could see a little boy and girl tumbling down a hill, spilling their pail of water. He saw pigs, one at the market, one at home, one eating roast beef in front of his neighbors, and one screaming as he ran towards his house, almost running into a pretty little girl who had dropped her curds and whey when a spider sat down beside her. Soon enough, the monkey landed on a brick wall and told him to get off. Sitting there trying to figure out how to get down, he called to a kingsman for help. An investigation is underway. Did Humpty fall or was he pushed? But I have to say, I think you read the shroom version of Mother Goose. It could be, Rachel. I could have done that. Who knows? But I have to say, this was a challenge. It was fun. I used some of the stickers out of the book, and then Dee Dee showed another one this morning. So tying all these weird images together for a story, that was quite the little challenge there. This is Rough Rider Saturday Night by, who didn't put their name on it again? What the hell is wrong with you people? It's not on the inside, so sorry whoever did this. Rough Rider Saturday Night. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet. Your drawings are excellent. Drinking her Chardonnay, along came a Rough Rider and sat down beside her and scared Miss Muffet away. Drawings are fabulous, though. I should have written on these. I can go back and find out who they are, and I will. But really, I can't even tell you how important it is to write your name on stuff, because at the time, of course, I remember. 2 weeks later, I don't remember squat. This is from Mitz Mindy. All righty, it's Mother Goose story time. Look at that guy. He's touching me. Look at how cute the lion is. When are you starting? Look at the zebra. These are so cute. The sky's falling. The sky's falling. Did you bring snacks? Look at this hippo. Oh my God, Mindy, these are so cute. Hold the book up higher. I have a question. Howie's story time isn't until tomorrow. The drawings are so good, Mitz, Mindy. How I Spent My Summer Vacation in Mother Goose Land by Linda Patrick. I love this one because of the postage and the postcards. This was addressed to Baba Black Sheep, Master's Farm, Mother Goose, Fairyland, USA. Thank you for letting me watch them give you a haircut. You were really hairy. Here's a postcard to Mr. Jack Beanstalk, 111 Giant Lane, Mother Goose, Fairyland, USA. Thank you for letting me climb part of the way up the beanstalk with you before Mom caught me. Look at the postage. Mr. Humpty Dumpty, Mother Goose Hospital, Mother Goose, Fairyland, USA. I'm sorry that you fell and had to go to the hospital. When I fall, Mama puts a Band-Aid on. My owie. Linda Patrick. Good job, Linda. You think, Rachel? And this is, guess who this is? I won't tell you. I know you guys will guess. But Dee Dee did this whole scene of Little Miss Muffet. And look at the costume. You just have to, I think with this one, you have to pay attention to the detail. Dee Dee's Barbie photography has lots of detail. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet. And look at, she has little china, a little stool with her china on it, and a cat. And I know she made that little stool that she's sitting on, eating her curds and whey. And so you get a close-up of her china. Along came a spider. And this is taken out in Dee Dee's garden because I know the mulch. And sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. And there's her Barbie running like hell. She lost her cap. Good job, Dee Dee. I love that you did Barbie photography. And I love my new clothes, by the way. This is the Owl and the Pussycat. And this is by Aunt Beck, the Owl and the Pussycat. And she drew hers as well. Sailed away for a year and a day. The owl sang to the pussycat every night, bestowing words of her beauty. Robert does that to me commonly as well. She followed suit and told him he was one handsome fowl. I don't do that, though. They decided to marry. We haven't done that. They arrived on the island where the bong tree grows. There's an island where bongs grow? Why didn't somebody tell me? To search for a ring. And there stood a piggy wig with a ring at the end of his nose. These drawings are freaking adorable. They were married the next day by the turkey that lived on the hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince. They danced by the light of the moon. I love your drawings, Aunt Beck. It's just so good. Another thing I really like, I like the wonky checkerboard that surrounds everything. Yeah, I love them all. Makes me want one of them. Well, CB, you might have gotten one of them. I don't know. I don't know who got what. Honest to God, let me tell you how a swap works, how I do this. While they're coming in the mail, I just put a box in the other room and I just stuff them all in there. Well, I hold it out and show it to you guys, and then I stuff them in that box, and they don't get touched again until the day comes when I swap them out. And then out of each envelope, I remove the return self-addressed envelope. And I just lay those out on the floor or the dining. If the kids hadn't been here, it would have been the dining room table. And that's the placeholder for everybody who's going to get a zine. And then I just grab the first envelope, grab the zines, deal them out like a deck of cards. I grab one for myself first, and then deal them out like a deck of cards. And where I end, I pick up there on the next person. So yeah, I don't know who gets what. I try not to show favorites. It's just whatever happens, happens. This one is from Lena. She put it in a cool little envelope, and it's called Birds of a Feather. She also sent me a piece of art, but it's in the other room with all the other stuff. Mother Goose. This is Miss Lena. Don't know any monster named Mother Goose. Is she scary? Just do your part. Once upon a slime, birds of a feather flock together. Shut your beak. This doesn't feel right. We're doing it wrong. Thanksgiving is coming up. Pretty stupid of you to pick a turkey. And so will pigs and swine. These monsters are killing me. Rats and mice have their choice. Thanks for helping me out. You're my best friend. It's okay. I'll eat you later. And so will I have mine. This is where we're supposed to hug. Just like loving fibs. Oh my God, Lena. But I think the lesson from all this is you can't judge your piece of art, whether it's a zine, whether it's an ATC, whether it's a collage, no matter what it is, yours is yours and can't be compared to anybody else's. In my opinion, every one of them are fabulous because somebody took the prompt, gave it some thought, assessed their own abilities, and proceeded accordingly. And that's why you get, I don't know how many people were in this. I never did finally count all of them. Everybody's take is so different. No two are alike. And it doesn't matter what we would choose as a topic to do this. We would get as many different results as there are people going in. And I think that's what's so fun about a swap is that, we all sit and chat and talk to each other, and we know a little bit about each other's lives and what type of art we might do. But until you see it in a pile, do you really get a complete understanding of how we're all much the same in that we have this crazy interest, and we're all so much different. Nobody's better than anybody else. We're all just different. We're all not going to be Dee Dee. We're all not going to be Jasper. We're all not going to be CB. And I think that's what a swap or something like that really points out, that do what you can do and have fun doing it, because that's the only rule for anything I ever do, is whether it's the scavenger hunt, a zine swap, or anything else. I just want it to be fun for you guys, and maybe push you a little bit to do something that you're not entirely comfortable with. And then recognize that when you see your work amongst others, it truly indicates that you are part of a community. You're welcome. I enjoy doing the swaps. They're not difficult. This one was pretty darn good. I had almost zero problems, other than one, people not signing their work. And then some people didn't submit the correct number, or there might not have been a self-addressed stamped envelope. But if those are the worst things that happen, I'm good. I'm all good with it. And to those of you who sent postage or money, thank you very much. It came in very handy. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate those of you who participated, those of you who watch and give everybody encouragement. That's pretty much what it's all about. So thanks for participating, and good job. Self-addressed stamped envelope. Uh-oh. Sorry, Jasper, I wasn't pointing you out specifically. You had included your return address, so I made it for you. It's on its way. But I didn't even know. I couldn't remember who it was, Jasper, to be quite honest with you. I just knew that one of them I had to do myself. But honestly, if that's the worst thing that I have to do, y'all don't have to feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me for everything else. I'm not sure what, but I'm sure you can find something, right? So I've got more guests coming. I don't even know what day the 30th is. It's 4 days away. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Friday or Saturday of this week, I've got more guests coming for another week. And I have to admit, I'm a little freaked out about it. Oh, thank you, Rachel. God, I'm going to screenshot that, Rachel, because it's one of the few nice things you've ever said to me. Hi, designs and do-overs. But anyway, I'm a little freaked out about it. Like a week is a long time. So whether or not I'm streaming next Monday is still kind of up in the air. Okay, I'll just wait and see how things are going at that time. But also that is going to be the first week of Inktober. So here a couple weeks ago, I don't know how long ago it was. It seems like a year. So much has happened in the last week. I did put out a list of Zentangle prompts for those of you who want to participate in Inktober. And Inktober, all of you know, is pretty much just an ink drawing every day for the entire month of October. And I'll just grab some of my previous years. I think they're all here together. I hope. And normally I try and really challenge myself. But this year with company coming, I know I'm going to get behind, and then I'm going to be nervous about catching up. And so I just decided this year it's going to be Zentangle, so I don't go crazy. Okay. And I've got all my Inktobers here. Let's see. I think the first one I ever did was 2016. Let me look here. Yeah, I think it's 2016. So we'll just look at them because we can. I get excited for Inktober. I like having tasks. I like having a routine. I like having tasks. If you tell me something to do, chances are really good it's going to get done. Where can you find the list of which each one is? There's a website on the internet. Just look it up. It's tanglepatterns.com, all one word, This list that I put together is on my Instagram. I did put it on IG. It's not clear enough for a screenshot. Oh, no, it's on IG. And if you need me to, I can do it again. I'm sorry. This white paper really jacks with my camera. So let me see if that might help if I come down a little bit. Okay, there. See if that's a little better. Let me get it down. Anyway, so yeah, I've been doing this since 2016, and I look so forward to it. I really do. It's not straight, but there you go. And all of those, I did find a couple of them that have errors in the name. I misspelled them or something. But when you get to the tanglepatterns.com, you'll know which one I'm talking about. And I'm going to draw some of them today. But anyway, the first Inktober that I ever did was 2016. And it was because of Dee Dee, I think pretty much, that I did it. So I'll just flip through. The first year I did toys. And I've always just put them in little journals. This year I'm not going to use a little journal. And I may be sad that I didn't, but I did the drawings in ink, and then I did the shading in graphite. So these were the drawings that I did. And I think after I did this that first year, I think I was flipping hooked. Oh, thanks, Rachel. You're going to need a definition. Nope. On the site, everything is alphabetical. So if you just go to that letter of the alphabet, scroll down, you'll find them. So this was the first Inktober I ever did. Barrel of Monkeys. That was kind of tricky. But the trickiest one is coming up next. After I did this one, I thought, I'm out. I can't do anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And then some of them I chose, like this obviously was one that a day when I just didn't have much time. So I had to like quickly come up with something. I like the Jack in the Box. So they're all vintage toys. And I really like it. And I like having the little journal. My grandmother had this actual toy. Ah, thank you, Designs and Do-Overs. This one was tricky too. I don't know why I had so much trouble with this one. I must have drawn that one 5 times. But some of them, if you're old enough like me, some of these bring back memories. This was a day when I obviously didn't have much time. Paddleball. But everybody had one of those. Gumby and Pokey. Your little Cupid doll. Old maid cards. Little plastic green soldiers. Now, the one thing I wish I'd done different, and you can see it on this one, it's an example. But it was my first year, never had given it much thought. It bled through a little bit. Yeah. So I love the troll doll. Oh, I love the troll doll. Pick up sticks. Raggedy Ann. Roller skate. If you want, we can sing along Janis Joplin's song. And then a sock monkey and a pumpkin for Halloween. So that was my first year. And I actually had more ideas to do an erector set, a Viewmaster. I always have more ideas than I have days in the month. So that was a good thing about that. October 2017 and 18, I think. 2 years I did the same. Okay. This is 2017. I did cartoon characters. And this year I got smart. I drew them and then mounted them in the book. You like to pick up sticks? I did too. Playing games with my brothers, though, was not fun. If they were losing, they just kick everything. And then this is the list of all the different cartoons that I could draw. So that was why I ended up doing it 2 years. There's so many. And this is also going to bring back memories, right? Because Little Lulu, we had such good cartoons. They don't have good cartoons anymore, I don't think. I might pull out a little bit. Popeye in olive oil. Dumbo, I like. Okay, another thing I did on this one, it wasn't so much the characters. I wanted to recreate the lettering. I love drawing lettering. Wonder why that is, Dee Dee. I don't know from month to month why, or stream to stream, why some days it's good and some days it's not. And then I did look them up, what year they came out and who was the cartoonist. Betty Boop was my mom's absolute favorite. Speedy Gonzales, Tinkerbell, Petunia and Porky, Mr. Magoo, driving and he's blind as a bat. Oh, yay, Painted Girl. These are so good. They were so much fun, Dee Dee. They were so much fun. Rocky and Bullwinkle, The Roadrunner, Pinocchio, Nancy. Nancy was one of my very favorite cartoons in the newspaper. I loved it. This one actually is a replication of a postage stamp because the post office did like a nostalgia cartoon thing. Yogi Bear. This one I remember was a pain in the ass too. And I don't think I still got the picnic basket, not the proportions. Yeah, I didn't get it right. And I redrew the picnic basket. Like the cartoons were easy. It was some of the other stuff that was really a pain. But I love the lettering. Curious George. I always loved Curious George. Penny Girl, I hope you're happy with your stuff. Chip and Dale. Archie. Archie was my all-time favorite. I still have Archie comic books. Lil Dot. Tom and Jerry. Huckleberry Hound. Henry. Pepe Le Pew. Pink Panther. Hot Stuff. The Little Devil. Casper the Friendly Ghost. Okay, so yeah, this must have been 17 and 18 because this is number 31. The Jetsons was number 31. And then, oh, this is Inktober 2020. I came back to cartoons and added more to the book. Winnie the Pooh, Jughead Jones, he was out of Archie. Scooby-Doo, Felix the Cat, the Smurfs, Flintstones. Yeah, there were just so many to pick from. Cat in the Hat, Magilla Gorilla, Chilly Willy, Calvin and Hobbes. Now, of all the cartoons in the history of mankind, Calvin and Hobbes is to this day my absolute favorite cartoon. Bill Watterson. The man is, in my opinion, genius. Genius. And I wish he had not quit drawing it. Mickey and Minnie. Wally Gator. The Simpsons, of course, that's not vintage. That's a much newer one from 1989. Gazoo and Yosemite Sam. Augie Doggy. Donald Duck. Little Lulu and Tubby. I always like that one too. Snagglepuss. Foghorn Leghorn. Yacky Doodle. What were their names? It wasn't Heckle and Jekyll. Maybe it was. I don't know why I didn't do the lettering on that one. Probably no room. Quick Draw McGraw. Marvin the Martian and Three Chipmunks. Tasmanian Devil and Top Cat and Captain Caveman. And I think I did. I don't think I missed many. And then I made that cover. I still love that cut. That's Magicals that I put in as tiles. I still love that. So that was, let's see, 2018. I did Candy, which I never finished the cover, but oh well. Yipe Stripes, Beech Nut Gum. These were fun. One thing I liked about these is I tried to replicate. This is absolutely crooked on the page. Who cares? I tried to replicate the lettering. Woody Woodpecker Tattoo Gum. Schnozola, Jimmy Durante. And it was fun going back and looking up the actual candy wrappers, you know. Popeye, candy cigarettes, which you'd never see in a million years today. There's Clove Chewing Gum. Raisinets. It was Heckle and Jekyll. Okay, thanks, Karen. Hi, by the way. So freaking cool. Aw, Lori, thank you. There's Raisinets. That's Dee Dee's candy. There. Fire sticks. I grew up near the Jolly Rancher plant in Aurora. Well, I drove through there. I didn't live there, but when Jolly Rancher was making those candies, you could smell them for miles to come. And then some of them I just finally had to add color. I couldn't help myself. So I think we got more color as I went on. There's Smarties. Everybody gave you Smarties at Halloween. Clark candy bars. This is probably one of my favorite drawings, the big cherry, because I think I got the packaging pretty darn accurate. You still see candy cigarettes? Oh, I haven't seen them in forever. I love the nickel nip. God, I can't say it. Little candies, the little wax bottles that had 1 drop of fluid in them. Bazooka bubble gum. Some of these I wish I had done in color, actually. Charleston Chews. B&B bats. Do you want to hear a story about a BB bat? I used to love to lay in my bed and read, and one day I had one of these, and it was taffy on a stick, right? And I had sucked it to a point, and I was laying on my bed reading, and my brother came in and started jumping on the bed over me, and he shoved the BB bat down my throat, and I started, of course, bleeding profusely, and my mother didn't have a car that day, and they had to go around the block and get Esther, my neighbor, who took me to the hospital, and there was a resident that stitched my throat up, and his name was Dr. Yamasaki. Of course, they called my dad from work and everything, and my dad came in the emergency room, and I wasn't screaming, I wasn't crying. This Japanese doctor was just such an amazing man. And my dad asked him, well, where are you going to set up a practice? And he said, well, here in Lakewood, I'm happy here. And Dr. Yamasaki was my doctor for the rest of my life, as long as I lived in Colorado. So probably the next 20, 30 years. Isn't that funny? There's Big Hunk. I like Big Hunks too. Atomic Fireballs. Jetsons Candies. Reed Cinnamon. And that one has metallic ink on it. Bottle Caps. Chiclets. Sugar Daddy. Candy Buttons. I love candy buttons. Sweet Tarts. This is probably my best drawing, in all honesty, because I think I got the distress in the packaging just right. I think, honestly, and the lettering. This one just doesn't have many errors. I can see a couple things that I probably could have improved, but overall, this is probably the best drawing in here. candy necklace. You can still get these. I've seen those. And then for Halloween was the fun gum was the, oh, nope. Halloween. Oh, no, I was 3 days out from Halloween. Those disgusting candy pumpkins and candy corn. Ugh, that's the most disgusting candy ever. And then Fangs wax chewing gum. So that was 2018. 2019, I love these two. I did seed packets and then used my art to actually create the seed packet. So everything was designed around a certain size so that I could make the seed packet to go with it. So I did the black and white art and then did the color art too. And these are just a photocopy of the actual art. And the glue obviously didn't stick well on a lot of them, maybe all of them. So if you go out and look for vintage seed packets, you'll find a lot of these out there. Yeah, apparently the glue just didn't stick. And obviously some of them are better than others. But I have to say, this year I really, really enjoyed the drawings and then color in the seed packet. I will, Dee Dee, I hadn't actually planned on doing this, but then I thought about it and I thought, you know what? It's been years since I've shown any of my Inktober drawings, and it's coming up next week. So you can see how different the line art looks from the color art. And I still have the crop marks on there. I love this one. I was running out of ideas, though, I think by the time I finished this one. I'm going to have to figure out a way to get those in there. I might have to do photo corners, but it's already fat enough. This one, I think I did good, and I was shocked when I actually did it because that petunia, you know how petunias have like that velvety, they look velvety, they feel velvety. This drawing actually looks like it should feel velvety. It doesn't, but it looks like it should. Turn up. And see, like some of them, this one, I had to add the red to the artwork because I couldn't go back and add it later, right? So these were very, very fun. And some of them I like a lot better than others. But they are what they are. That one came out good. The watermelon. Nasturtium. And these were a combination. This is about the time, I think, that I started watercoloring. So these were a combination of watercolor and colored pencil, because it was all done about the time that I started watercoloring. Thanks, Jasper. Yeah, I love, that was part of my goal when I did all of these, was try and recreate the lettering as best I could. And of course, you're never going to get it spot on, but close enough was good for me. Some of them are real dirty. And then that was day 31, was the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins for Halloween. So that was 2019. I already did 2020. I got one more is all. And this is last year. And honestly, I have no clue what I did. Oh, I just did, okay, last year I did flowers and Zentangle. I did Zentangle in the background in gray, and then I did color in the flowers. So, but the line art was all with ink, and then the Zentangle backgrounds was gray ink. And I didn't write down, wait a minute, did I? No, I was going to say I didn't write down the name of the tangle that I put in the background. So this was much simpler, honestly. Oh, some of them I did. So this one was membrane art. I guess I did. I think I was going to do an index that I just never did. Hibiscus, I like that one. I do like them with the Zentangle backgrounds, I have to say. And so this year I'm dumping the flowers and just doing Zentangle. This one was a huge fail. I wanted to do that background so bad, but it just didn't show up. So whatever. You win some, you lose some. Obviously, getting stuff centered was pretty tricky. These are your favorites, really? I think my favorites could very well be the toys or the cartoons. I like these, but yeah. But you know, looking back, it's fun to have a collection of these. I never thought when I started that first drawing in 2016 that here I'd be 6 or 7 years later, whatever it is, still coming up with a plan, still looking forward to it. And these were all watercolor as well, even though the paper was crap. I did good on that one, I will say that. I like the background of the rose. I'm not a fan of the rose. I did good on that one. What? Check it out. Chucky. So if you're thinking about doing Inktober, just think about if you make yourself some little journals, that in a few years' time, you'll have a collection of fun stuff. Right, Rachel? I got a perfect likeness of my bad self. So this year, just because of circumstances and company and everything, I'm going to do a poster of Zentangle patterns that I probably will end up turning into a skin for another box, or who knows how I'll end up using it. But for this year, with everything going on, I just don't have a whole lot of options where I know I won't get nervous when I get behind, because I know with company I'm gonna get behind. The whole time Jamie and Joe were here, I think I drew one day, and that was in journals that I was sending home to the grandkids. So yeah, I just didn't draw. The camera was so not like that white. So I'm just gonna pick off of this list. And you guys have seen the Zentangle box. So I tried to pick out designs that I had never drawn. I did pick a couple just because I like them so much, and I thought anybody who was going to draw along with me would like drawing them. So I've gotten about, I think, half of the cards. These are the cards that will go in the Zentangle box. I've got about half of them done. So I'll probably stick to these because I obviously don't know how to draw them yet. This one I do like. I will definitely be drawing that one. So I think I'll start it like the Thomases who started Zentangle, the whole Zentangle craziness. The way they say to start so that you don't get overwhelmed by this huge black sheet. And yes, I could do a book of just nothing but the designs, just a page of the designs. I think I'd rather have a poster or something. And so to break it all up, rather than make it squares or, I'm just going to do the string tangle and fill in the shapes, just like I pretty much always do. So I don't really have any plan going in. I just know at the end of the period, I need 31 separate spaces. And that one there is a huge one, so I'll just split it up. So let's just count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yep, I'm going to get enough out. And any other big spaces, I'll go ahead and that should give me enough. This one I might have to break up or put a circle or something in. Sometimes I like to use the magnifying glass. Oh, do I want to do that? I don't know. I'm going to use some elements that I've used before just because I think they work so well. So I probably will pick some of these lines and do a separation, much like that other box, because I'm still so in love with this box where I've used this like tube of what do you call it? Checkerboard. Duh. So I probably am going to use that as a separator between the designs because for some reason it ties it all together. It's easy to draw, and for whatever reason, I love it. And if you shade it correctly, it looks like all this stuff is sitting behind it, like it's the top layer. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and replicate that. And who knows, maybe I'll turn this into another box for giveaway. You just never know. And what I did was I took a sheet of large marker paper. I don't know what size it is. It's a little thin, but I love the way the ink flows on it. And if I'm going to do this, I want to do something that I enjoy doing. So it's 11 inches up and down, 14 inches across. So that should be big enough, right? So let's pick a pen. That's the best thing, is picking a pen. Do I want to use the fountain pen? Let's see how the fountain pen's writing. If it's not writing well, I'll have to wash it and use it later. This is carbon platinum. No, it needs cleaning. I haven't used it. Look at though. It's wanting to write. That is crazy. I haven't used this pen in I don't know how long, and look at it, still wants to write. That's why I love it. All right, this may be my pen that I'm going to use for Inktober. Well, I'll use multiples actually, probably. But I like this one because of the line width. And this carbon black ink is the best black ever. These are the nicest pens. They're fountain pens. For whatever reason, this one does not clog. Like other fountain pens, if you leave the ink in, they'll dry up or the ink will dry up. This one, that doesn't happen. So, woohoo! I got my pen. I hadn't even thought about it until just now. You're going to do yours as ATCs? Good, Dorothy. What I did on some of mine on the design, well, the designs that I really like. Let me just grab the box real quick. I've shown the box a million times, so I don't feel compelled to show it unless one of you goons haven't seen it. Okay. This is a design called Amy, Ayame. And I really like the design, but sometimes it's hard to envision it in use. And so on some of them, what I've done is gone ahead and drawn it out and put it on a little display card that I keep in the box with the design. So I can see what the design might look like practically, right? So I have a ton of those. So that's a good idea, Dorothy, because I've already done it. And I'm glad you're using the box that you won. Ruler, cheers, heavenly chorus. Thank you. Where has Barbara been, Rachel? And then this is the Tangle Pattern cheat book that I have that I keep in the box. So when I make the cards for these, I'll make a little photocopy and cut that last box out where it's completed and put it in the book. Obviously, they won't be alphabetized, but I just use that for reference anyway. So here we go. Let's start at, hopefully you can see. I know this is really big. Let's see how it goes. Hi, Carol. Hi, Amber. I know I've missed a bunch of you coming in. I'm sorry. Oh, I like this pen on this paper. Okay, now I have to stop there because if I went across it now, I'd either have to correct something later or they wouldn't go underneath each other. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the, oops, got a little crooked there. That's okay. You'll be surprised how much you don't see when it's finished. And because this paper is pretty thin, I mounted it on just a piece of 24 pounds so that the drawing itself wouldn't get trashed out, right? She's good. She just slept in today. Okay. Just thinking. I'm going to pick one of these designs. Should I just pick randomly or should I pick intentionally? I don't know. We're just going to do a random design. Otherwise, I'll sit here for an hour trying to decide. All right, we're going to pick this one. It's called Seven Flower. It's number 1 on the list. I was not going to go in number order. Yeah, number 1 on the list. So let's draw that. And some of them, I'm going to have to figure out the backgrounds or whatever later, right? Or find a place to put it. Hi, Shelly. Well, if you're arting, that's an excuse to miss everything in life. Now I have to decide on these new ones. Do I draw in ink? Do I pencil it in first? Let's go with the ink. If we don't like it, it's paper. We can throw it away. Can you guys see okay? You want me to pull you down? Remember, I don't know what I'm doing here, so I'm following these instructions as I go. I don't know how the people who do this come up with these names either. Don't have a clue. Oh, you guys, get yourself a nice pen so you like doing what you're doing. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off like it's going back behind. If it's a flower, it would go behind its stem. So even though this doesn't show it like that, that's the way we're doing it because we are rule breakers around here. When I draw, I'll probably get quiet. So sorry, dudes. It was fun having the grandpups here, though. Those crazy dogs, Jamie and Jill have, okay, Jill, sometimes I call her Jill, sometimes I call her Barbie because Jamie calls her Barbie. And she does kind of look like a Barbie, really. Anyway, they have two labs, a blonde and a chocolate, boy and a girl. The chocolate lab is big. He's about 100 pounds. The blonde is about 75 pounds, and they're not quite 2 yet. They'll be 2 in November. Anyway, these crazy dogs love coming to Grandma's house. And I think they remembered it. I really do. They jumped out of that truck, and within maybe 2 minutes, they were down in that lake. And they go tearing down my yard and run out onto the dock and just jump in the lake. It's so cute. And you can tell that they are so loving life because they live in Colorado and they don't get to run like that. And here they get to run like the crazy dogs that they are. So it's fun having them here. Of course, nothing is ever dry because they don't shake off until they get back to the house. And fortunately, I have a breezeway that they can yeah, they just love life here. They can run. They don't ever have to be on a leash. It's just their life is so good here. They like coming to Grandma's. Those two are quite honestly the most spoiled dogs on the planet. Like, I'm not even hosing you. But it was fun having dogs for a change too, you know. They provide a lot of entertainment, those two. And well behaved. Jamie and Jill have really trained them so that when you call them, they come. They don't screw around. So well behaved dogs are fun to have around. And they're named, the boy is Vaughn. And no, he's not named after Robert Vaughn. It just worked out that way. And the girl is Pearl. Yeah, I'm Zentangle or the Inktober. Hi, Shelly. Yeah, I put out this list of Inktober Zentangle prompts. And because I'm having company the first week, I'm trying to get a little bit ahead so I don't get so stressed. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? And I don't even know if I'm following the design instructions at this point. I've just maybe created my own, but I don't care. That's fine. I'm good with that. But yeah, it was fun having the dogs. And Jamie and Jill.
What do you think?
Goofball just came in. He comes in and says stupid stuff and he's gone before I can even answer. You just had to Google Zentangle. Oh my gosh, there's a whole world out there, Shelly. Your eyes are just going to be amazed at what's out there. Now I have to decide what to do with the background. Since I've repeated this design several times, one of the tricks for filling in the background for something like this is just to, they call it aura, A-U-R-A, which is just to outline it. And it's kind of fun because you end up with some pretty interesting designs. Hopefully I'm going to like it. If I don't, I'm going to be really mad. But again, it's just paper. Another thing, you could just fill it in with circles. You could draw another tangle pattern behind it. I'm just going to aura this one and see if I like it. If I don't, I won't do that again. Because at some point, they're all going to run into each other, right? And the whole idea with Zentangle is to do something repetitive. Oh, I shouldn't have done that one second time. That's okay. I got room around it. Until your mind kind of goes into a Zen-like state. That's the whole idea with Zentangle, is that you get kind of Zen-like. And to me, it is relaxing. I mean, I'm not sure I get into a Zen-like state, but it is relaxing. There's really no thinking. You don't have to overcome that white page. When they meet up, I'm not quite sure. Oops. On an edge, I can go ahead and finish. I'm glad I thought to use this pen. Woot woot. So how many of you are going to participate in Inktober? I think it's fun to be disciplined for 1 month, to make yourself do something for the whole month other than cook dinner and take showers. Hey, Kalura. Isn't that the truth, Kalura? That they're all so talented, and we're so lucky that we hang out with amazingly talented women and men, even though there were no men in the zine swap. Everybody did a great job. We've got some men regulars now, so maybe at some point Marsh or one of the men would participate. Are you guys feeling zen watching me? Yeah, Martian Frank. Even though she said Grank, I know she means Frank. They're both comic book guys. Talented. I watched Marsh draw the Inspiration is in Your Butt one-page comic that Dee Dee's going to let her. Dee Dee, are you going to do that on stream, by the way? I was going to ask you that, and I hope you will. Will you do that on stream? Because white lettering, you're probably going to do it in acrylic. I don't know. I was just wondering when you said you're going to do it in white, what medium you were going to use, and I want you to do that on stream because it is my job to tell you what to do with your time. But I was hoping you would do that on stream. And if you haven't heard of Marsher, well, see, that's the thing. I know you have to lean over it. Damn it. Yeah, Marsh is one of our fibs over at Dee Dee's, and he's got his own YouTube channel, and it's Marsh Makes Comics. And he apparently had streamed before and then quit for a while, and now he's back. Oh, and that reminds me too of Jen, Ozagran Jen. Some of you older fibs will know her. She is also coming back to streaming. She will start streaming tomorrow evening at, what she say, 9 Eastern. So if it's convenient, if you're in a time zone where that's convenient, stop in. Her channel is Ozegran, Ozegran, and that's because she's a grandmother who lives in Australia. But she's very talented. She does mixed media, and she streamed for many, many years, and her streams were fun. But she had some personal things happen, and so she kind of took a break, and now she's ready to come back. And I had messaged her she had messaged me about a week ago, and she said, I have to get back into the community. I've been away long enough. I'm a bad friend, all the crap that I definitely don't want to hear. Because sometimes if you have life happen, you may need to take a break, and that's okay. So she's not a bad friend. I'm excited for Jen to come back too, because I think it's a really healthy sign, is I guess how I feel about it. Is I'm tickled to death that Jen's going to come back. And I just like hearing her talk. She has a Aussie accent, obviously, and she's fun and funny. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Jen returning. You want to try what? You want to try Zentangle, or you want to try streaming? All right. Now, the best thing about Zentangle in my mind is the shading after you've got the basic design done. So I don't know what I'm going to do in the center there, but I'm definitely going to shade where the stem is. This is just a B pencil. And I think it's the shading that makes Zentangle look so cool and three-dimensional. And if you're uncomfortable thinking about shading or doing the shading, think of any place where a line intersects as where a shadow would fall. And when you think in those terms, shading is less daunting because there's really nothing here to give you an indication of where the shadows would fall. So you get to make it up. So the one piece of advice I can give you is any place the line intersects is a potential shadow. And if you don't want to use graphite, use a gray pen. There's some great gray pens out there. Nope, I don't want to use a new Tortillion. I actually threw one away this week. Yep, shading makes all the difference in the world. And I like the B pencil. You can use an HB or gray ink or anything else, but I think it's the shading that really makes it interesting. And keep in mind, all these are going to be new, so anything I do, I'm making up as I go along. I have no plan, which I normally don't, so. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm not going to force you to watch the checkerboard or checkered border. I'll do that probably in the evenings, maybe when I'm watching somebody else stream or who knows. But see how different that shading made it look? Sorry, what did she say? The person. Okay. Hi, Amber. It's Ozgran. Her name is Jen. It's Ozegran. I can go get a link if you want. She's got the most delightful accent, the most delightful sense of humor. She's a little bit irreverent, like somebody else I know, but she's just fun. She really is. And she was a part of the community for years and years and years. And then just because of some circumstances in her life, she took some time off. But she's ready to come back, and I would love for us all to embrace her and support her because this is a big hurdle for her. I started telling you guys I got a message from her about a week ago before she did come back over to Kathy Berg's, and I guess it was Kathy Berg's stream that she showed up at. And she said she's nervous about coming back. She really wants to. She thinks it's the best thing for her, and I tend to agree. But she's nervous about it, and I don't know. I guess I would be too. But she doesn't need to be nervous. It's just us, same old fibs, and we're all supportive, and we're going to embrace her no matter what. I know I will be there. I may have to set my phone alarm, but I will definitely be there. Yeah, Jen was great fun this morning, and she's fun in person. And CB and Xander and I were fortunate enough to go visit Jen in Oz. She spent 2 or 3 weeks with us. Her and her husband were the best hosts ever. We flew all over Australia together. And it's tough to be around somebody nonstop that long. And I don't think any of us got sick of each other or wanted to kill each other or anything. It was just such great fun. I would do it again in a heartbeat if airline tickets and everything were reasonable, which I'm not sure they are anymore. So, hey, Freak, read Dee Dee's comment. Oh, do a small bit of it? Okay, I'll do it right here by where I've, oh, another thing, I wanted to test those pens on this paper. If you draw the lines curved, it gives your brain the impression of a curve, like it becomes a tube, right? And then after you add the shading and the highlighting, it really, really tricks your brain. But I was thinking, I bought all those Arteza pens. One of the things I'm not crazy about is they are permanent, which I love. But one of the things I'm not crazy about them, on a lot of papers, they spread. And I like ink that stays put when I put it down. So I was going to test it on this paper. I'll test it on these shapes right here. But one of my favorite things about this carbon black ink is it is absolutely as black an ink as you're going to find anywhere. All right, here's the Arteza pens that I bought, the permanent ultra fine. And I was hoping they'd just be an all-around good utility black pen. The ink is not as black as I would like, but they will do a bigger area. And maybe on this marker paper, it won't spread so bad. And I don't care if it soaks through the paper because nothing's going to go on the back. No, it's just not good in black. Arteza, you could have done better on this. Okay, that's not going to work for me. Yeah, I hope Squiz sticks his head in. I hadn't known about Squiz's accident. Apparently, Squiz had an accident at work, and somebody hammered something into his hand. Well, Squiz is a guitar player, and yeah, he's going to have to figure out how to do the chords on the guitar with his hand injury. It was on his left hand. Squiz, quite a character. Great character. He's a laugh a minute. He was fun to hang around. He was the best host ever. Why he or how he could put up with us, I don't know. Good-natured, though. All her kids, they were all so gracious and so welcoming. Yep, it was an awesome trip. Once in a lifetime for sure. And we had a ton of fun when she came to America, too. She traveled all over America. She went to Dee Dee's. Dee Dee said that this morning. She went to Dee Dee's. She came and spent a couple days at my house. Went down to CB's. Went and saw APG Jamie. She was all over the place. I can't remember. Did she go to Barb's? I think she went to Barb's before she came here. Or maybe it was just for an afternoon or something. Because Barb Owen and I only live about between 3 and 4 hours from each other. We've never met, mind you. We keep talking about it, but we've never met in person. And if any of you don't know Barb Owen, she streams on Friday. She's the creator of howtogetcreative.com. Very, very talented. She does a lot of fabric art and mandalas. She's big, big, big mandala artist. Has created her own products. She's written books. Barb is really a very talented woman. Fun and funny. So if you're not familiar with Barb Owen and you're free Friday afternoon, look up howtogetcreative.com and you'll get to Barb's. Yes, she did go to Barb's. Okay. How Squiz? I don't know. Jen has called him Squiz since they met, I think. I think it was a family name. And Jen, they met very, very young. Jen and Squiz have been together, I think, that since they were teenagers. And I think Squiz was a nickname from his family. Does that sound familiar to you guys who met Squiz and Jen? He does have a real name, and now I have a block on what his real name is. Does anybody remember Squiz? We should put that in a trivia game. Does anybody remember Squiz's real name? It wasn't Tony. I know it didn't fit him. After you met him as Squiz, whatever his real name was, it did not fit. But Squiz and Mandy were good enough to drive up from Newcastle up to Sydney to pick us up and drag us back to Newcastle. Poor Mandy. I didn't know that she was stressed out about that. But it was nice. Get in just the car and drive on down. Wish I'd bought more ball caps when I was there. Those are some of my favorite ones. So you can probably see why this is pretty relaxing, because you could be listening to a podcast, which is generally what I'm doing when I'm doing this. I'm listening to something that's keeping my brain active while my hand just does this. Is that enough of this border, Dee Dee? Did I do enough of this? Have I bored you adequately? You don't remember it either? Isn't that weird, CB? Okay, I'm going to let that dry real good before I shade that and put the highlight on. But I will try and draw everything on this sheet in this pen so that the finish of the pen is the same all over. Let that dry for just a minute. I'm kind of bummed that this didn't work out, but it's just not black enough. So use that for other stuff. All right, let me see if I rub on it right now. If it's okay, it's plenty dry. So just go along the edge of anything you want curved. Give it a little bit of graphite to smush around. And this is true of anything, not just this particular design. Sometimes the graphics might give something a little bit of a sheen. If it does that, I just go back and pick it up with a kneaded eraser. And that generally will get rid of the sheen on the graphite. Does that look curved now? Are you seeing it? Yeah, this is a blending stump. You can buy them pretty much everywhere. Hobby Lobby has them. You can order them. Yeah. They're fabulous things. Fabulous. I'm telling you, fabulous. And then just put, come on, pen. Or is this, I might have picked up the crap pen. I need to send that to Denise. Denise only gets crap products. Denise did awesome picking out my Barbie clothes, though. I so owe that girl, man. She has got my back totally. That's why she's my spirit animal. And see, I would let that ink dry before I started drawing on it right away, because this will pick up a little bit of the black. So, yeah, I would let that dry far more thoroughly. And that's mostly because of the paper I'm working on, this marker paper. It has a tendency to have the ink sit on top as opposed to being fully absorbed. But the carbon black ink will dry completely. completely. I'm kind of thinking, I'm not disappointed in that first design. When it's all done, the things that I think are going to bother me now are so not going to bother me. Now, one thing I think I learned when I was doing this box is that to mix up the density of the design. See how this one's real dark? I didn't want to put a real dark one next to it. And this is just a separator. So yeah. So I put a real light one next to it, and then a medium one, and then more light, you know. So I try and change up the density of the designs that appear next to each other. So that first one I just picked out randomly. I'm not going to do that to a design right next to it. I'm going to have to be more intentional and hopefully look for something either medium or darker. Well, I can go through these while you guys are here. This one's Tunnel Vision. I love that one. I'm definitely drawing that. I like grid patterns. No surprise there, right? Straight lines and stuff. This one is a pain in the arse. So if you do these, when you get to Tide Huggins, you can kick my butt later. I like Binks, but it's not going to be dark enough. This one could be. That one looks kind of like a pain too. Oh, maybe we'll do Eye Dazzler, because that one could get dark. Ooh, I like this one a lot. It's more like a border design. But if you get a border design, one thing I've learned about them is just draw them, another one side by side, and then fill in between them. And you can fill a whole background that way. Cassette, that one's going to be a medium weight. Don't have much dark ones yet. And when I chose these designs, I think I might. All right. I'm obviously going for a grid pattern next because those are the ones I picked out. This one wouldn't be bad either. Well, I don't know. Let's go for one of these. I guess I could do that, and then because this one's going to have a lot of really good shading. This one I'm not sure how I would shade yet. So, all right. We're going with pant. It sounds like somebody saying pants when they have a lisp. Show the cards in the box. All right. Yeah, that's what these cards will ultimately end up in, is the pattern box, which is an amazingly cool thing. I'm so lucky that I have this, or that I made it. So eventually at the end of the month, all the designs for that month. Okay, see, I pulled this one out earlier to show you guys. So I'll just put it back. I know it was right at the back of this, but they're in here alphabetically. So, yeah. So here's a winning something. Yeah. So that's the actual pattern in use. And if you guys had any question, and each design does not have a design card like this one, where I've done the whole design just to show what it looks like. Not all of them have that. I did that to some of them later. But the thing is about making this box, there was one winter where I just made myself every evening go on to the tanglepatterns.com website and do 2 or 3 designs. I love Dar too, so I don't know. Dar may be really surprised. Oh, Dar didn't get one of Dee Dee's. Dar wants a box from you. So yeah, if you had any question in your mind whether or not I was an absolute anal freak, this should put your mind at rest that I am exactly that. I don't apologize for it. It's kind of like, I don't know who said, I think it was Shelley said at Dee Dee's stream this morning, like about cleaning up your supplies and keeping things organized. It gives you a sense of having some control over your world. And maybe that's what it is. Yeah, by doing that, I just feel like maybe I have a little bit of control in my world. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, when I need a checkerboard or a grid pattern, I generally just use a lettering guide. And I have another one. Where did I put it? I think it's the one I actually need for this size. And you guys, I don't have any idea where I got these. Well, I know where I got these. These are, you can buy. I can't believe how freaking expensive they are now, but yeah. So I do use straight edges and stuff like that. Now, one thing I am going to do, because this nib, if it gets up close to that piece of plastic, it may suck the ink in and make a blur. And that would really, really piss me off. So the way to solve that little menace is to get yourself some washi tape. And I'm not going to be using the measurements, so it doesn't really matter what I use. Your washi tape. If you let it get old, it gets crappy and it wants to fight with you. Okay? That's just free advice. You don't have to pay me for stuff like that. I just pass that on because out of the goodness of my very own heart here. All right, this one's pissing me off. We'll use the Jane Davenport one. It probably won't do that because it's not quite so old. Put a piece of washi tape and just lift it up off the surface of the paper, and you'll get lots better results. And when you're done, you can just peel it off. That's the beauty of washi. I'm going to cut that. I don't want to fight the sticky. I love Jane's washi too. I like any washi. I'm like a washi fanatic freak. Don't cut up next to the plastic, or your lines will no longer be straight. Right? Doesn't have to be there forever. I'm just lifting it up for this particular project that I'm going to work on. So this one I'm hoping is going to look like it's just going from one pattern directly into the next. That's why I didn't draw a line along that. I'm hoping that the patterns just kind of all mesh, smoosh together. Looks like one turns right into the next one. We'll see. After I did that, I did the wrong side. No wonder the ink smooshed. Is this tedious crap about ready to drive you guys bonkers? I hope not. Okay, now, tricky part here, and I actually did more of that than I wanted to, but that's okay, is how to get a 90. I'm hoping that on the paper underneath, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but the paper underneath does have straight lines. So hopefully it's going to be straight enough for what I want to do. You could watch me draw straight lines all day, Rachel. You know, you go to hell for lying just like stealing. And it may not be completely straight, but it's good enough for government work. Dee Dee wouldn't even worry about that. She wouldn't even care. Got to be really careful in case there's a little blob of ink left where you lift the pen up. Because on fountain pens, that's always a potential. And you're probably wondering, well, why do you start in the center? Because if it's not straight, that's the best potential for your straight line. So yeah, that's a damn good grid. You guys have to admit it. All right, now on this one, they're showing that you are each of those lines. So I'll pick one side and do that. Now it doesn't matter which edge I use. I'll just move the tape over the fat edge. Looks like I need to wash this. And I'm just going to guesstimate at the thickness here, right? If I was really being anal, I'd go measure it and make a little tick mark. But I don't want you guys making that much fun of me. I'm going to be bummed that I don't have a little journal from 2022. I might end up having to make photocopy and turn parts of it into a journal just so I can have an Inktober journal for 2022. Because I'm happy with that little collection I've created. Oh, and another really good thing, I think I found a guy to paint my house. So here in the next few weeks, I'm going to have painters here. Make it a zine. Actually, Amber, that's a really good idea. Girl, you've been paying attention. I love when you guys pay attention. You know what? I could make it into a little 2022 zine. I have to say, when the kids were here last week, we sure ate good. I guess for company, I step up my game a little bit. But I made some stuff that I hadn't made in forever that I truly, truly love. So that was one advantage of having company. Plus, when Barbie comes here, she doesn't mind jumping right in, man. She will get in and cook and get in cupboards until she finds what she needs or wants. It's awesome. I love guests like that. Come on in and do the cooking and make yourself at home. Crooked line. That's okay. Nobody will ever notice. Right, Dar? Yeah, it's good company, good food, good laughs, grand puppies. Yeah, there's just no downside. And wipe the edge of your thing because there's ink on there. Look at it. It's on my hand. Tell the funny story about Jen's visit. Oh, God. Okay. I don't mind saying this about Jen because she's really a total pain in the ass. And Jen is the pickiest eater on the planet. Like, I can't even begin to describe. I gave her so many choices of food. And so I ended up making, I guess I wasn't sure what time they were going to get here or something, but I ended up making like pulled pork from scratch, like where you let the pork cook for about 1,000 hours, and then it's literally so oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Meat is either tough or what the hell is the word I can't think of? Tenderized. It's so tender. It was, for me, it was a perfect meal. Like, the meat was so tender, literally you can just pull it with a fork, right? Tender. Thank you, you guys. I don't know why my brain farted. Did you catch that? Wipe the edge out. Thank you, Rachel. Did she bitch about it, Dee Dee? Did she bitch about your grilled cheese? I'm not kidding. I cooked this pork forever. It was perfect. Perfect pulled pork. Pulled pork in the South, staple. Everybody eats it. Everybody loves it. And who doesn't like cooked fresh carrots? I love cooked fresh carrots with like honey in it. And oh, they're so good. I don't remember what all I fixed for. That stupid pain in the ass. I'm not kidding. She didn't like any of it. None of it. I should have fixed her a peanut butter sandwich and said, eat it. And if you don't like it, go to bed hungry. I don't care. I'm not kidding you. Total pain in the ass. Total pain in the ass. Me too. Only cooked carrots I like are fresh. Right, Amber? If you get good fresh carrots and cut them up, I don't think there's anything better. And they're so damn good for you. Well, I like beets too. I'm a root person, I guess. But yeah, she didn't like any of it. I couldn't cook anything that she liked. But I have to say, when we went to her house, her and Squiz cooked us some homemade pizzas. that were so delicious. So completely delicious. So I guess I could have made her, well, my pizza wouldn't have been as good as hers, so take that. We had some good meals in Australia. You know what you Aussies got that we don't have that I would kill for right now? That's true, CB. You and I are so agreeable that we'll eat anything. Z is another story. The girl is picky. I would give anything, absolutely anything, for an Australian meat pie. You guys are so lucky that you can walk into a bakery and buy those delicious things. Oh, I love the meat pies. Why don't Aussies that live in America make those and sell them? Can somebody tell me? Yep, the meat pies. Oh, Amber, you're so missing out. But don't try them in America because, well, I've never even seen them in America, first of all. But I just don't think we could compete with the Aussie meat pies. I'm trying to think if there was any other really weird foods that we ate while we were there. Did we, CB? Doesn't seem like we did. I think we pretty much stuck to safe food. I probably have it written in my journal, different things that we tried or whatever, but I don't think we were real adventurous. Of course, their food is much like ours. But the meat pies were the one thing I would go back for. And other than that, I can't think of any food that I just went crazy over. Or even any, well, Tim Tams, duh. And they're, believe it or not, they're instant coffee. I think I have some here. My son's company is headquartered in Australia, so they go to Australia commonly. So I can get the instant coffee. I think it's called Marcona. I look at it commonly. I just can't think of it right now. But their instant coffee, and poor Jen, she had a terrible time in America. Oh, the fish and chips. That was good. You're right. Are they like chicken pot pies but with meat? Dee Dee, they're not. Okay, do you know what an empanada is? It's pastry on the outside and then meat and gravy, and you can get all different kinds. I just had a basic meat pie, but it was meat and gravy. I can't even describe it. My mouth is watering right now. Over those dang meat pies. They were so delicious. But you could get them with different fillings in them too. Most delicious things. And I just can't believe that some Aussie hasn't decided to do it here and freeze them. You think they'd freeze well? I think so. I think they would freeze fine. I would eat them. I know that. Yeah, the fish and chips down at, I'd forgotten that, CB. That was delicious too. God, we were so lucky. But Z was a little picky. But if that's the worst thing about her, that's okay, because in every other way, she is the best, one of the best people on earth. You took her out to eat when she was here, didn't you, CB? You didn't even attempt to cook. I live out in the middle of nowhere. We did take them the next day, though. to a Longhorn Steakhouse, and she was fine eating there. She's just being a pain in the butt, I think. Just difficult to get along with. I should have fed her more wine. That's what I should have done. Live and learn. And any of the designs that I've put out there, you can always do your own take on it too. You did take them out? Yeah, you can carry them. Yeah. Scottish make them with lamb. Okay. Yeah, I won't be drooling on the Zentangle. Oh, you had gotten, did she come there after she was here? Because she was running low when she was here, and we didn't have a world market at the time. So we were like scrambling, trying to figure out how I could get it for her, because she was running out when she was here. What'd you do? Go to world market? But I have to say, I did enjoy the instant coffee. And American instant coffee, you'd have to hold me down and force feed me that crap. But I guess they just don't have coffee makers there like we do here, because we just drink coffee like freaks. Now I'm getting a little confused here. Don't need that. I didn't get much done today, but that's okay. I've got 2 of the designs, so I'm 2 days ahead of the game now already. And Robert's got to go to the doctor one day, and then I got to go grocery shopping again. So yeah, I'm only going to have like one more day to spend any time on this before I'm invaded again. I was hoping to get maybe 3 done, but I will take some time when they're here and say, I'm taking the afternoon. Y'all figure out what you're doing, because I'm not going to be your entertainment. How's that for rude? You think you got it online? Okay. Take your savings to the grocery store. Isn't that the truth? Holy crapola. The groceries for Jamie's visit were outrageous, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And actually, I did freeze some of the food that I had left over from Jamie. I totally overbought for them. So the thing is, you just can't keep produce. That's the kicker right there. Is to keep enough produce and, fruit and vegetables on hand, because they don't keep well. I did finally, I don't know if you guys have the trouble I have. I love avocados, and I like to cook, make certain things with avocados. I haven't been able to find a decent avocado in months and months, you guys, really. And so I had pretty much just quit buying them because I couldn't find a good one. And I'm not going to buy garbage, hard as a rock that will never ripen and taste good. And I found really good avocados last week. But what the hell has happened to the avocado market? Geez, I have not been able to find them forever. Another thing I haven't been able to find is artichoke. And this girl doesn't want much out of life, but I do. Oh, I smeared that. Certain vegetables, I don't care what money they're going to charge for them, I'm going to buy them and eat them. Okay. Sweet. That looks good. I'm kind of tempted, even though the design doesn't call for it. It calls for the little squares between to be blackened. I'm going to do it the way the design says. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, let's blacken those in. But that's the problem living out in the middle of nowhere. You can't get decent fruit and vegetables, and you can't keep them. You know, like most of them just aren't going to keep even a whole week. I'm not sure. I've been so careful with these straight lines. Now I'm inclined to want to keep using the ruler to keep them straight. And another thing I noticed this weekend, I have been like feeding the hummingbirds all summer long. And those little welfare recipients, I swear to God, have practically eaten me out of house and home this summer. And this last, say 2 weeks, it's been especially bad because they've been migrating. So we've had a huger number. Yesterday and today, I've noticed I've not had any. So I'm wondering if the migration is now over and they're south of us. But my huge hummingbird population has diminished to almost nothing. But we had huge numbers this year, more than I think any year before. So get ready for them, CB. They need food on their way down. Or anybody in Texas, they should be there by now. Oh, we have cardinals year round here, Dar. I see cardinals every day. And I think they stay for the winter. And we have geese that stay for the winter. We should be getting the pelicans here pretty quick. We're on the pelican migration. I haven't seen any yet, but they'll be here any day. It's always right at the beginning of October that the pelicans come. They pretty much just stay in the lake, though, right? You might see them flying here and there, but they don't come up in your yard. The geese stay year round, some of them. Wonder if I could draw those lines straight enough, or if it'd even be noticeable when the whole thing's done. It's tough being me. When I'm done with this whole thing, I'll go back with some white paint and fill in, like, see, I've smeared some ink over here. I'll clean all that up. We don't need no stinking goose. I hear ya. Oh, did the dogs love the geese? Oh my gosh. They totally love the geese. They would swim out and try and get those geese, and the geese are just laughing at them. Like, come on, bring it on, bad boys. Those dogs were never going to catch the geese. Oh, okay. You have big time birders there? Yeah. I don't think they come here. We have just your run of the mill. Okay. I have a decision here I have to make. If you look at the design, now I have to draw squares inside the design. I think if I'm careful, I could do it. No, don't want no more geese. Believe me, my yard is the restroom for all the geese in America, I'm sure. All right. I'm so afraid I'm going to smear this, even though I know I'm not. All right. Oops, I forgot this. All right, do I try it? Do I try it? Do I try it? I think I do. After I've gone to all the trouble of those straight lines, you guys. It is, Rachel. It's Goose Poop Park. We're going for it. We're going for it. We're going for it. All right, before I get too far gone, I have to erase that line. All right, I'm going to try this row right here. And I'll do better if I drag the pen. The lines aren't going to be that long, so I think I can do it. I think I can do that. Because dragging that ruler is going to make me cuckoo, so. Just go slow and it'll be okay. Can you guys tell whether or not these lines are straight? That one's not. I do a lot better when I'm drawing toward myself rather than away. Oops, I forgot another diagonal. What the heck? Pay attention. I forgot this other diagonal. I must have been talking to you guys and so not paying attention to my stuff here. What the heck? I'm going to have to come up with a whole new menu too. So why don't you guys tell me some of the things you like to cook when company's coming? Because I got to come up with a whole nother menu. You guys can help me out here. And I'll quit talking bad about you. No, maybe not. This one's going to look way cool shaded. I probably should just buy a ship pot load of pot pies and say, here's your dinner. Looks too straight for you. Artie Dart, go to the corner. All right, I expect you guys to start puking out food for company. Crazy thing is, I don't mind cooking. I really don't. I hate thinking it up. Tacos are always easy. Chicken Alfredo with noodles. What? This grid tangle, Barbara, is called Panth. It's P-A-N-T-H-E. It sounds like pants with a lisp. One pot dish or casserole, salad, and dessert. See, I like salads, so I make a lot of salads. Robert's fairly good about one pot meals. I thought I'd make spaghetti. I know Nikki likes my spaghetti. And that's just it. It doesn't have to be fancy. I mean, Nikki's been coming here and eating garbage her whole life, so it's more food that's just filling. Oh, that one's so crooked. Oh, well. Meal in a crock pot. Yeah, see, that's always easy. Beefaroni, one pot, just a few ingredients, serve with salad and crusty bread. Sloppy Joes. God, I haven't had Sloppy Joes in forever, Amber. I like Sloppy Joes, actually. Okay, I'm going to come back and read chat later and write all these ideas down. Sloppy Joes is a great idea because I get tired of hamburgers. But Sloppy Joes are good. I haven't fixed them in a long time. I think Robert would like that. Robert's not big on, I hate to say sandwiches, but anything that's served on a bun, really. He'll eat a hamburger, but he'd rather just have the meat on a plate. That's the truth. Now I'm getting kind of that way myself. I do have a really good crock-pot pork chop recipe that's good, that you can eat with noodles, that's delicious. Okay, you guys got me thinking. A pot roast or pork chops in the crock pot. Yeah, Missy, I like those too. My husband's recipe, a jar of sauce. Okay, hang on. Oh, yeah, you mean for Sloppy Joes? Yeah, I use soup. I make my own from scratch like my mother used to. I love it. But I haven't thought of that in forever. That's actually an excellent idea. My guess is, too, of course, I have to brown the meat, but I could slap that in the crock pot, too. I think the older I get, like, I've never really minded cooking. I mean, when I worked full time, it was a little bit of a chore because I worked all day and then would have to come home. And I used to like to cook on Sunday, try and get as many meals cooked on Sunday to just warm up later, not starting from scratch every time. But the older I get, the less inclined I am to look forward to cooking. Just food doesn't sound as good. I don't know. I don't know if that's an age thing. I've been blaming it on age. That it's just cooking is not something I look forward to doing anymore. And it's partly because the food doesn't taste as good. Like if I could think of something that sounds really good, I don't mind cooking it at all. Scalloped potatoes, I'll make scalloped potatoes in a heartbeat because they taste good. Everything else, I'm pretty much I could take it or leave it. I am looking forward to winter though. I think I like winter food better than summer food. Do you guys have winter food and summer food? I do. That casseroles are more of a winter meal than a summer. Egg burritos. Egg burritos. I just call those breakfast burritos. Where you could put eggs and sausage, and I did make those for breakfast when the kids were here. We had, well, they had, I didn't eat them. Breakfast burritos. I bought a few dozen eggs before the kids came. Not very long ago, I could get a dozen eggs at Aldi for 60 cents. Last week when I bought them, $3.69. I could not believe what a dozen eggs cost me. Get after it, CB. I'm not going to be here too much longer. I'm going to go ahead and finish this zine and get it shaded. Because it won't take too much longer. I'm trying very intentionally to try and keep these lines straight, and it's not working very well. But the thing is, because the structure itself is straight, I don't think you're noticing that these aren't that great of lines. And when I shade it, it's definitely going to look different. Zentangling a bra? What? Oh, yeah, the shape. Look at you, painty girl, coming up with crazy ideas. I only got 10 minutes. I better step it up here a little bit. Now we're going to see if the two designs are going to mesh. It's almost October 1st, you guys. That just kills me. Like the whole summer is gone, and pretty soon we're going to be in Christmas. You know, you're going to start hearing Christmas music. I just can't believe that we're getting toward the end of the year. It just kills me. Time is definitely flying. No doubt about that. And I haven't been to Hobby Lobby probably in a month now. I don't know when the last time I went. It's been a while. It's been since I bought those books. I think it is Artie Dar. Yep, Amber. It's just crazy. What was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. That's what I get for reading chat. I was about ready to bitch about Christmas, I think. I don't mind Christmas so much as I hate tax season. Oh, look at that. That came out pretty darn good. I'm going to talk about Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby had all their Christmas stuff out last time I was in there. I think that's what I was going to talk about. I think that's when it hit me that holy crap. Just around the corner. And I haven't really even gotten to play with those books that I bought either. Okay, bye, Dee Dee. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, I forgot the diagonal again. Girl, you are screwing up. I'm not going to be here much longer. I'm going to try and get this one done and shaded. See if I like it or if I have to start making alterations. I know a lot of you really look forward to Christmas. I am not one of those people. I liked it when the kids were little. You guys, that design pretty much just melds right into each other, right? That's what I was hoping would happen, and I think it worked out pretty darn good. Sweet. That's the best you could hope for, really. All right, let's see how we want to shade this. I can get the shading done for you guys, and then call it a day. Go eat something. What did I do with my shading pencil? Oh, that drives. Oh, no. Drives me crazy when I lose stuff. I haven't gone anywhere. Did I knocked it off on the floor? Yes. Okay, got it. That tickles me how those two just kind of melded right into each other. Awesome sauce. You don't mind the holidays, just don't like winter. Yeah, I'm not a fan of winter either. Used to go to Texas. My brother's going to Texas this year, so maybe we would get down there for a couple weeks. That would be fun. I don't know. We're just going to have to decide. All right. Let's see. This won't have an up and a down, so at this point, I won't have to decide kind of like where the light is coming from. So I'm just going to pick an edge and shade it. Probably have to clean it up with an eraser too. Now I know I will. Coloring outside of the lines. when you look at this, it starts looking like an optical illusion after a minute or two. You have to really make your brain focus. I don't remember if there was any variations of these designs, but when you go on Zentangle.com and look up the designs, a lot of times there are variations of the exact same design. So mine may not end up looking like yours depending on what variation you use. But I don't remember, and I didn't write down if there's any variations of this particular design. I was just sitting here thinking about how I would or could alter it if I wanted to make it darker or whatever. One way I could make it darker is make that center square, just color it in, and that would, I think, balance it out okay too. I'm going to see what the shading does before I get all crazy. Optical illusion again. Just stop and make your brain really focus. Okay, if you end up getting the shading too dark too, just use your kneaded eraser and pick up the graphite. Because I am doing this one a little bit darker than I might have otherwise. But if it turns out too dark, I'll just lift it right back up. That definitely gave it some dimension, right? I like that. I like it a lot. Why am I not rich enough to have a cook? Would somebody tell me that? I will clean this up in just a second. I'm smushing this around pretty messily. But the nice thing about soft lead is it picks up really easy. Okay, while I finish up, I want to thank all of you people who participated in the zine swap. I'm glad it's over with. Check your mailboxes. It should be there soon. Dar's got hers. Lori got hers today. So they are arriving in mailboxes as we speak. And I appreciate you guys who participated. And I hope you that didn't participate but just watched enjoyed it. All right. Now, did I lose my eraser too? Oh, thank you, CB. At this age, one gift to give is enough. I can't be in debt for the season. Exactly, Artie Dar. We've gone a little bit crazy. You have to drive an hour to get to Hobby Lobby. I do too. I'll have to decide if I'm going there this week when we go up for Robert's doctor's appointment and groceries. I don't need anything, so that's the thing is, why are you going in there when you don't need a damn thing? All you're doing is tempting yourself to spend money that you don't need anything. If I needed something, it'd be a whole different deal, but yeah, not a thing in the world that I need. And really nothing that I want, which is actually a pretty good place to be. And then Dee Dee goes and shows those damn books. Books is my one weakness. I have a hard time saying no to books. I love books. I like to shade as I go. But you could wait and shade this because after you get that graphite down, you're going to have to be a little bit careful where you rest your hands and stuff, unless you spray it with a fixative as you go. So I feel like I didn't get much done today, but it's a good start for, let me see if I can get this in the camera where you guys can see it really good. But yeah, I got a good start for Inktober. And one thing I can do is go ahead, now that I know that this is where it's all going to end, we'll go ahead and make it look like it's behind that, what's going to be that checkerboard border around it. And I will count the spaces again, make sure I have a good 31. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Sweet. I like it. I like it a lot. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Dorothy. And thank you for the prayer, Rachel. I always appreciate it. Y'all go have a really fun afternoon. I'm going to go figure out something to eat. You know what I could make it do to make it look like that meshes more is I could add occasion little squares in here, a couple places, just to make it look. I might do it. Anyway, my time is up. I appreciate you guys spending your afternoon with me. I'll let you know if I'm streaming next Monday. We'll just see how it goes, honestly. I think I'm going to try to, okay? So, yeah, appreciate your time. Love you guys. Go have some fun. Be good. Be kind. I'll talk to you goofies later. Adios, amigos.